Whenever you're watching this video, I want you to listen with an open mind, because this is not another talk about immigration. It is a message of hope. You see, many people around the world have been talking about the UK proposed immigration changes. In fact, people are asking, will anything good come out of these new changes? Because many immigrants are uncertain about what the future holds for them under the proposed new immigration rule. Right now, a lot of immigrants feel uncertain about how this new reform will affect them, especially those who came into the country through legitimate route. Now, when they look at the direction where all these policies are heading, many of whom have been privileged to speak to feel deeply disappointed. And that disappointment comes as a result of uncertainty. At least that is how many immigrants feel right now. You see, sometimes all the talks about politics, new reform, they can be very overwhelming when we focus too much on them. We might forget to notice what still works in this country and make the most out of them. Now, in this video, I want to share 5 things that continue to make the United Kingdom a place of opportunity, even with all the challenges and changes around us. Now, my goal is to remind us as immigrants to focus our energy on what still works and keep moving forward with purpose without getting distracted. Number 1, the currency. There is no doubt that the British pound is the oldest and most stable currency in the world. In fact, it is ranked the 5th strongest currency globally. One beautiful thing about the British pound is its strong value. Now, what do I mean? When you convert the British pound and remit the money back home, it maintains its high purchasing power, meaning the money still goes a long way even after conversion. This makes it easy for people living in the UK to finance their project back home. Whether it is building a house or starting a business, the pound gives you more value because here, international transfers are simple and are quick. You can earn money here in the UK and use it effectively in your home country. Now, recent report shows that in cities like Lagos and across many parts of Africa, the number of new building projects has almost tripled since the proposal of immigration reform was introduced. Now, the reason is simple. Many immigrants are now choosing to invest their earning in their home countries. Many are becoming more cautious about relying on the long-term settlement option like the ILR, and they are exploring more ways to invest back home instead. You see, in the long run, this trend will help strengthen many African economies. So don't focus so much on the negativity and allow yourself to be consumed by it. Use your access to one of the strongest currencies in the world to secure your place in the biggest, robust, emerging economy, Africa. So if possible, make the most out of it. Now remember, we are discussing 5 things that make sense in the UK. And number 2, the relative cost of living. Many people believe that the UK is very expensive. And to be fair, I want to agree. But if you have ever lived in London or been to London, you will understand why people conclude that way. The truth is, if you look beyond the big cities like London, you realize that the UK isn't as expensive as most people think it is. In fact, it is more cheaper than countries like the US or Canada. Let me give you a very good example. A friend of mine who used to live in Manchester for 12 years recently moved to Canada to work as a doctor. Before he left, he sold his house and relocated with his family. 6 months down the line, he said it was one of the biggest mistakes he had ever made. So when I tried to ask him what was his reason, he said, number 1, his wife, who went as a dependent with him, has not been able to find a job after 6 months. And on top of that, the cost of living in Canada is so high that it is almost impossible to save. Of course, costs are rising in the UK too, but not nearly as fast as in those countries. You see, his experience made me realize that sometimes we overestimate how good life is elsewhere. So you might think that moving to another country will solve the problem, but that's not always the case. Even in the United States, new immigration restrictions have made things more challenging for newcomers. So if you have been here for at least 1 year, focus on where you are and make the most out of it. And number 3, loan availability. One thing that many people often overlook about living in the UK is how accessible financial support can be. So whether you're a student or you're a homeowner or someone who is trying to build a business, the UK credit system gives you opportunity to grow, opportunities that are hard to find in many parts of the world. So if you're looking to grow your business, consider whether a business loan might help you scale your business here. But before doing that, be careful to assess your ability to repay. And if you already have a business, but you're kind of nervous about taking loan, start small. Try something like a microloan. They usually come around 6% interest rate. So you can use that to test the water. When you borrow wisely and you make your repayment on time, your confidence will grow, and so with your credit score. So each time you make a prompt repayment, it helps to build your credit profile, making it easier for you to access bigger opportunities in the future. And you see, over time, your business and your financial reputation will grow side by side. So if this speaks to you, take a moment to check out what support might be available for your business. You might be surprised how much easier it is for you to grow when you start exploring what is already available. I will leave the link to some of the cheapest micro business loans that are available to startup and small businesses in the description box below. Now, I'm not speaking as a financial advisor. I'm only digging out information that could benefit people. And number 4, apprenticeship and vocational pathways. One thing I truly appreciate about the UK is how it supports skill development, which can help people reach their potential. Now, the apprenticeship and vocational training system here are some of the best in the world. So whether you're a young person or you're a middle-aged person, or you're even looking to change your career, there is always a pathway for you. It is called apprenticeship and vocational training. It allows you to learn while you earn, gain real hands-on experience while still getting paid for your time. Now, what makes this system even more powerful is that most apprenticeship programs are free. You don't have to worry about tuition fee or taking student loan. In fact, you can build a solid career foundation without the burden of debt, something very few countries can provide. For example, if you have a teenage child who has just finished high school, instead of rushing to enroll them in the university and take on debts that will take years for you to offset, it might be wiser to let them work and gain skills and become independent. This way, they will learn to be responsible for themselves, grow in confidence, and build a career foundation early in life. Now, no matter their area of interest, there is always a vocational pathway available for them. From the automobile mechanic, dentistry, nursing, IT, plumbing, construction, electrician, the lists are endless. And the beauty of it is that this apprenticeship program don't just end up with basic skill. Many of them lead to higher qualifications. Some are even up to level 7, which is equivalent to a master's degree. That means you can literally start an apprenticeship program and grow into a professional with years of work experience with no educational debt. You see, the world today is no longer just about certificates. It's about what you can do with your hand and how well you can solve real problems. Skills open the door that certificate alone cannot. In today's fast-changing world, employers are not looking for people with just degrees because many people have degrees. They want people who can add value. In fact, a skilled worker can always find a place anywhere in the world, whether in the UK or abroad. That is why it is very important to encourage young ones to focus on learning practical skills. These skills will give them the financial freedom regardless of anything. So take advantage of the fact that you are in a country that makes these things accessible for everyone. Remember, a certificate might get you through the door, but the skills is what will keep you inside the room. Skill is the new currency of financial success. And number 5, proximity to Africa. Have you ever noticed how the UK is strategically close to Africa compared to other Western countries? The travel distance is shorter. In fact, you can travel to Lagos or Accra and back within 24 hours. That is why the UK is a perfect destination if you really want to live in the West and still have a close connection with your home country, especially Africa. Now, let me ask you, is there one thing that makes you think that the United Kingdom is a place of opportunities? Let us know in the comment section. I hope you find value in this video. And if you have watched this video up to this time, I want to say thank you. And be sure to check out my other videos. Then I'll see you in the next one.